Okay, so today we're going to talk about special needs families planning. Special needs family planning. So, I want to show you something in a very simple way because families caring for someone with special need are already carrying a great bit of burden themselves. So, their family financial plan should give them greater clarity and not another just another layer of confusion. So when we work with family caring for a child or loved one with special family needs, we're really helping them coordinate two financial set of plans. So there's the regular family plan. These are things that includes emergency savings, retirement savings, income protection, investments, so forth and so on. While at the same time, they also have this special needs plan that also must be factored in as well. So, how do we provide for our loved ones throughout their a lifetime without unintentionally interfering with important public benefits? So, well, before we get to that, there's also quite a bit of physical, emotional, and financial burden that these families are carrying by having to deal with special needs. And so tonight we're not going to talk about this and this. We're going to talk primarily about the financial aspect of all of this. So, what do we have? We have the S&T, Special Need Trust, okay, and we also have ABLE account. Special Need Trust, this is really a legal arrangement that may hold and manage asset for the benefit of a person with special need. It must be properly designed by an attorney who understands special need and public benefit planning. So that's the SNT. The ABLE account stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience, ABLE. And this is tax advantage account owned by the person with disability, and money can be used to for qualified disability expenses, subject to contribution, distribution, and public benefit rules. An ABLE account and special need trust are not the same thing. So these and this are not the same thing. They're different because they serve two different purposes altogether. So today, we don't want to get buried in the legal details. What we want to focus on are the three financial questions that may keep many parents awake at night. So, we're going to be talking about those three key questions that keep parents awake at night. So these three big questions, three big questions that most family deal with are things like monthly support. Mom and dad are working. Mom, dad are working, making good income. They may be paying for therapy, therapy, transportation, specialized care, education, and other expenses that are not covered by public programs or insurance. So we'll just call this the monthly support that the parents have to take care of. And today, they may be able to cover these expenses from their paychecks. So we're talking about looking ahead. But what happens when they retire and these paycheck stops? Retire and paycheck stops. If their loved ones require an additional 1,000, 2,000 each month, where would that money come from? That is really the first question. So where would the money come from in in this phase of life? Um, so um, in most families, um, both parents are involved in providing care, earning income, and coordinating everything the families need. But what happened? Um, so the second problem is if one parent can't help. So what happens in situations where one parent dies unexpectedly? So now we have only one parent um, dealing with all of this. The family may lose income at the same time that its caregiving and medical expenses as medical care expenses are increasing. So this is very a big concern that we also have to address. Um, and so we need to factor in income plus care for the child. We're dealing with both the income and the care. The second question is the second question that we're really talking about here is what protects the family if one caregiver cannot continue? So, what protects when one caregiver cannot continue? Okay. Um, so we're gonna be discussing that, and then the third set of challenges is when both parents are gone. We know for sure um, this is a tough question. So we went from two parents to one parent to zero parent in this case. So what happens to our child when neither one of us is here to help? A brother or sister may be loving and completely willing to help, but love should not be able to carry the entire financial burden. So this is this is where um, we go back to the S&T that we talked about here. The parents may want to leave behind the sufficient resource in place such that such that in such that the established trust and so the trustee has money available to help provide for care throughout the beneficiary's lifetime. That leads to the third question. what resources will be waiting for them. Those are the three concerns: monthly support after retirement, even when the parents are around; protection if one parent can no longer provide income or care. Only one parent here that we're talking about here. Protection if one parent is only there. Protection if both parents are gone and zero lifetime funding must be there even when both parents are gone. So now let's look at the three planning strategies that may help us address these three concerns. So, possible strategies that we need to review with these three problems that we just identified. So let's look at first problem. Problem number one. Um, Possible strategies, and what we're really looking at here is where we can have savings, um, income strategy, and we have monthly support in place. For the first concern, we begin by determining how much monthly support the family may need and when that income need begins. A portion of that family's savings may be set aside, especially to create dependable future income, depending on the family's age, financial position, liquidity needs, and risk tolerance. An annuity with an appropriate income option could be one strategy that we should consider. So, could be a possible strategy. And the most important point here is not simply how large an account might grow, but the real question is how much dependable income can this money produce when it began, and how long could it continue? Because for any projected or guarantee amount must come from an actual carrier illustration and will depend on the specific product, ages, and options selected. So, future income has to be connected to this monthly support. We need to understand what this number is. So this addresses problem number one here. So when it comes to problem number two here, when we examine how the parents themselves are protected during the working years, properly structured life insurance may help replace income if one parent dies. So this is a situation where we have just one parent still around. Um, and certain policies may also offer living benefit, chronic illness, long-term rider, and these beneficiary may vary considerably, and eligibility, limitations, costs, and underwriting. It really all that matters. So, for one family, term insurance may provide affordable protection during the most vulnerable years, and for another family, permanent life insurance with suitable rider may deserve consideration. We should never begin by deciding which product to sell. We should begin by asking how much would this family need if one parent could no longer earn an income or provide care, or just simply no longer around. When we evaluate which situation, if any, fits that need, then we can protect the one parent. We can protect the one caregiver or parent who's providing care. So this addresses number two. Number three, is what happened when both parents are gone. So this is number three, number two, number three. No more, no more parents. Mom and dad. So both parents are gone, and so when mom and dad were around, set up a survivorship policy. It goes right into the SNT, and support a lifetime. Okay. For the third concern, these families might consider survivorship insurance. Sometimes it's called the second to die insurance, for that the parents are carrying. So instead of paying when the first insured person dies, it generally pays after both parents have died and passed on. Okay. So the timing may make it useful for creating a future pool of money intended for lifelong care of this family member with special need. But the beneficiary designation is very critical that we talk with this part that we talk about here at the beginning. The parent should not simply name the child directly without obtaining legal advice. If the family's attorney determines it is appropriate, the properly drafted special need trust, the SNT, may be named as beneficiary. The trustee would then manage and distribute the money accordingly to the trust instructions and applicable public benefit rules. The sibling could potentially serve as trustee, as we talked about earlier, or in other supporting role, but that decision should be made very carefully. The family may also choose a professional trustee or co-trustee. The goal is to allow the sibling to provide love. So sibling to provide love, without really being forced to carry on the entire financial responsibility alone. So this addresses number three, and then while income while living, protection if life changes, and legacy after parents are gone. So what this really provides family is this peace of mind, knowing that everything will be in place. So this is the entire picture where we're creating income while the parents are living. We're creating protection. If the family have to deal with illness, disability, or death disrupt the plan, and we're establishing resources for loved ones after both parents are gone. This does not begin with an insurance policy, an annuity, or an investment. So it's not insurance, it's not annuity, and it's not investments. It begins with three very personal questions, and that is, how much monthly support needed, what happens if one parent cannot provide income or care, and what happens when both are gone. Once we understand these three questions, the family's attorney, the attorney, along with the tax professional, public benefit specialist, a licensed financial professional such as us can work together to coordinate the legal and financial pieces to pull all of this together. We can't remove every uncertainty from this from this family and what they may be facing in the future, but we can certainly give them some thoughtful planning that we can remove some of this financial uncertainty and give the parents something they deeply deserve. Because again, as we talked about earlier, they're exhausted, they're financially stressed, and there's a lot of emotional stress along that comes with it. So greater confidence that the person they love will continue to be cared for, whether they're around or even when they pass on. That's it.